Major League Baseball has a lot of records. Some are seemingly unbreakable. This video will dive into those and some of the reasons they seem out of reach. We'll start off with some pitching records. Wins in a season 60. The record is 60 by Charles Old Hoss Radbourne. In 1884, he started 75 games, winning 60 of them. The highest wins in a season during the modern World Series era, meaning after 1901, is 41 in 1908 by Jack Chesbrough. In fact, the top 106 single-season win seasons came before 1931, and most occurred in the late 19th and very early 20th centuries. Denny McLain won 31 in 1968, the most recent pitcher to win at least 30 games. Sandy Koufax in 1966, Steve Carlton in 1972, and Bob Welch in 1990 are the last pitchers to win 27, and Randy Johnson in 2002 and Justin Verlander in 2011 are the last to win 24. There are some major contributing factors to the disparity in pitching wins throughout the eras. One major factor is the dead ball era between 1900 and 1920, where run scoring was low and home runs were rare, and the ball was frequently overused, including intentional ball scuffing and things like spit balls were allowed, putting hitters at a major disadvantage. The ball would get so dirty that it was very hard for the hitter to even see when pitched. The spitball, tar ball, and emery ball were all banned in 1920. Many believe the end of the dead ball era and banning of these pitches can be attributed to the death of Ray Chapman, a Cleveland shortstop that was hit in the head by a pitch from Yankees pitcher Carl Mays on August 17, 1920. He was struck in the head with the ball and was said not to have even swung at the pitch, likely not even being able to see it. He died 12 hours later. This is in contrast to what's considered the live ball era, which started in 1920 and continues to this day, which consists of baseballs quickly being replaced if deemed too beat up. This quickly gave a rise to offensive stats since batters could now see the balls as they were much brighter without the dirt and grime on them. Another major factor back in the early days of baseball was the lack of using relief pitchers. If a pitcher needed to come out of the game, a position player often took his place. This resulted in a lot of complete games as well as driving up innings pitched. During the live ball era, relief pitching became more common. In the current model, a starting pitcher starts around 32 to 35 games a year, making 60 wins virtually impossible, and a record I never see being broken. Even if MLB changed the goalpost to change the record to modern World Series era, starting in 1901, that record would still be 41 wins. Complete games, 75. Will White had 75 complete games pitched in 1879. Much like the wins a season record, this one is old, being from 1879, and the same reasons I don't think that one will ever be broken apply to this record as well. Jack Chesbrough holds the record during the modern World Series era with 48 in 1904. Bob Fellers had 36 in 1946. For reference, Randy Johnson had 100 total in his 22-year Hall of Fame career, and he led his league 4 times in the stat. By my estimation, this record will never be broken. Innings pitched, 680. This one is also Will White in 1879. Ed Walsh pitched 464 in 1908. Imagine this. A starting pitcher in 2025 started 35 games and pitched all 9 innings. They would have pitched just 315 innings. Enough said, this will never be broken. Single season shutouts. George Bradley had 16 in 1876, which was the first year of the National League, having been born from the National Association of Baseball Players League that ran from 1871 to 1875, the first professional baseball league. 16 was equaled by Grover Cleveland Alexander in 1916. The live ball era record is 13 by Bob Gibson in 1968. Sandy Koufax had 11 in 1963, as did Dean Chance in 1964. Cliff Lee had 6 in 2011, and a few players have had 5 since the turn of the century. This one will never be broken because pitchers don't throw complete games anymore. Going to rapid fire the career records here a bit because they suffer from most of the same aforementioned issues as the single season records. Career wins, 511 by Cy Young. Young pitched from 1890 to 1911, in the heart of the dead ball era. He also holds several more career pitching records, including most losses with 315, most games started with 815, most complete games with 749, most innings pitched with 7,356, most hits given up with 7,092, most earned runs given up with 2,147, and most batters faced with 29,565. Young passed away in 1955, and in 1956, MLB introduced the Cy Young Award. Originally from 1956 to 1966, it was given to the best pitcher in all of baseball, and changed in 1967 to its current format. Walter Johnson, who pitched from 1907 to 1927, is second with 417 wins and holds a career record for shutouts pitched with 110. Imagine 26% of your wins being shutouts. There have been just 24 pitchers to win 300 games or more. 12 of their careers ended before 1942, including 5 whose ended before 1900. Justin Verlander, Clayton Kershaw, and Max Scherzer are the only active pitchers with more than 200 wins. Kershaw is the only one of the three still in his 30s. To hit the mythical 300 wins, the pitcher would have to win 20 games 15 times. This is nearly impossible in the current age. Most career hits: 4,256 by Pete Rose. Rose played for 24 years and retired at the age of 45 in 1986. A player would have to average 213 hits a season for 20 seasons to pass this, so I'm classifying this one in the never getting broken category. Derek Jeter is sixth all-time with 3,465, and Albert Pujols is 10th with 3,384. Ty Cobb is second with 4,189, the only other player to have over 4,000 hits. The active player with the most hits is Freddie Freeman with 2,406. Jose Altuve, also 35 years old, has 2,373. Rose also holds the record for most career plate appearances with 15,890, another record that will more than likely not be topped. Here's another somewhat rapid-fire list. 309 career triples by Sam Crawford. He had 5 20 triple seasons and 16 10 triple seasons. He benefited from larger stadiums that were built pre-live ball era. The triples leader who played the entirety of his career in the live ball era was Paul Waner, who had 191. This is a record I believe no one will ever get near. Triples in a season. Chief Wilson had 36 in 1912. Only 2 other players even have 30 in a season, and both were before 1900. Only 6 hitters have had 20 in a season in the last 50 seasons, and the last was Jimmy Rollins in 2007. This record also has the same issues that the career record has, where most of the high number seasons came in the larger dead ball era stadiums. This record will likely never be broken. Most runs scored in a season: 198 by Billy Hamilton in 1894. Babe Ruth had 177 in 1921, the most in the modern World Series era. Ruth hit 59 home runs that year and was on a Yankees team that collectively hit 300. Jeff Bagwell's 152 in 2000 was the highest since Lou Gehrig's 167 in 1936. So far on this list, I feel like this may be the most breakable, but still improbable. Most RBI in a season: 191 by Hack Wilson in 1930. Jimmy Foxx had 175 in 1938, and Lou Gehrig had 184 in 1931. Hank Greenberg also had 184 in 1937. Manny Ramirez had 165 in 1999. Like the runs in a season record, this one wouldn't entirely shock me if it got broken, but nobody in this age of baseball has gotten closer than Ramirez has, and that was 26 years ago. Most consecutive games played: 2,632 by Cal Ripken Jr. Lou Gehrig was the previous record holder at 2,130, and when Ripken passed him in 1995, it blew people's minds because it had believed to be one of these unbreakable records. Third on the list is Everett Scott, who played in just 1,307 consecutive games, less than half of Ripken's total. So this is another record where I do believe it will never be broken. Longest hitting streak, 56 by Joe DiMaggio in 1941. This may be one of the most famous records on this list. During his famous hitting streak, he had a batting average of 408 and 91 hits. Pete Rose in 1978 had a streak of 44, which is the longest since DiMaggio. Paul Molitor had a streak of 39 in 1987. Jimmy Rollins had a streak of 38 that began at the end of 2005 and the start of the 2006 seasons. These are the two longest since Rose's 44 in 1978. This one really isn't unbreakable, but a lot of baseball historians believe that the increase in bullpen usage and specialist relievers is what has kept this record intact. On a side note, DiMaggio also holds the hit streak record in minor league baseball as well, hitting safely in 61 games in 1933. Most stolen bases in a season, 130 by Rickey Henderson in 1982. He also holds a career mark with 1,406. This one has seemed unbreakable for quite some time. However, in 2023, MLB's changed a couple of rules that have increased stolen bases by 40%, and success rates in 2023 were the best in Major League Baseball history. These rules change include pitchers being limited to 2 pickoff or step back attempts per batter, and the increase in the size of first, second, and third bases, giving the runner a shorter path to the bases. That's all the records for this video. If you think I've omitted anything of interest, please comment them. I would love to see people's perspectives on these records and what people think are breakable or not. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like, and I'll see you on the next video.